Once you do this to a narcissist, they will end your relationship forever. 1000% successful. Can a narcissist truly feel compassion for anyone other than themselves? This question demands our attention. While a narcissist may possess some capacity for affection, it's not the typical, nurturing love found in everyday life. When they eventually move on, they leave behind a trail of devastation, replacing once close bonds with a haunting void. Fundamentally, their challenge lies in forming and maintaining deep connections. Human beings naturally seek and thrive on intimate relationships, yet narcissists view life through lenses of anger, resentment, and hostility. Consequently, the concept of genuine love remains foreign to them. It is remarkable that narcissists have a natural tendency to take advantage of people who place a high value on empathy, love, and affection. The occurrence of this phenomena is extraordinary in its own right. There has been a huge growth in the number of narcissistic personalities in the world, which is something that should not come as a surprise to anyone. However, the question that needs to be answered is how these emotionally unstable beings came into existence. The answer lies in the fact that they had a difficult childhood, which was characterized by traumatic experiences, emotions of abandonment, and emotional neglect. They develop into warped and soulless versions of themselves as a result of being forced to strengthen themselves in order to survive. This is because they are forced to do so. People, you had better keep your hats attached to your heads, because there is more to come. Is it possible that you have ever been confronted with the unsettling phenomenon of a narcissist copying your every action? I am referring to the fact that they mimic every idiosyncrasy and every preference that they have. Don't get me wrong. When you are in a relationship with a narcissist, you are essentially going to be looking at a replica of yourself. On the other hand, a healthy relationship is one in which individuality is acknowledged. Because of this, you are going to start to question whether or not you have accidentally turned into your own doppelganger. The other side of the coin is that this appearance of proximity is only a passing emotion. It is more likely that the mask will come off sooner rather than later, exposing their true personalities, both their strengths and their weaknesses, as well as everything else that is similar. Keep a sharp eye out for it, for the reason that it implies that their genuine, unfiltered self is going to take over their entire existence. It is essential to keep a close lookout for this frightening indicator. Narcissists, on the other hand, are absolutely incapable of forming genuine connections with other people. What is it in them that makes this so problematic? The idea that proximity offers an existential threat to their life, which is motivated by hatred and rage, is a more obvious explanation for the reasons for this phenomenon. When they perceive any form of detachment, they erupt, releasing their pathological need to inflict you anguish. This happens as soon as they detect any kind of disconnection. This unstable circumstance contributes to the development of a potentially harmful connection to a traumatic experience, which in turn forces you to question the authenticity of their love and to have doubts about its validity. Be careful, however, and do not give this dreadful person the opportunity to make a fool of you, for they have never been capable of falling in love truly. You should keep this in mind, because it will prevent you from sliding into a harmful cycle of wanting affection from someone who is unable to deliver it to you. This is why it is crucial to keep this in mind. Narcissists are always looking for someone fresh to satisfy their need for gratification, since they are always the predator. This is because they are always preying on others. These views are challenged by this vicious cycle, which stands in opposition to the conventional ideas about how healthy people look for love and connection. It is tempting to characterize all narcissists as the embodiment of evil due to the behavior that they exhibit. On the other hand, a point of view that is overly simplistic is counterproductive and does not contribute to the process of getting things resolved. Due to the fact that we have reduced them to demons, we have unknowingly fallen into their trap of defining us as bad people, which justifies their negative intentions toward us. This is their way of justifying their negative goals toward us. In reality, what we need is a more nuanced viewpoint that not only requires us to acknowledge our own problematic patterns of seeking love and tendencies toward codependency, but also requires us to take responsibility for the acts that we conduct. In order to come to terms with the fact that the narcissist's assertion that they had an intimate relationship with us was a complete fabrication, it is a difficult and incredibly unpleasant pill to swallow. It was as if we were already living in a joyful dream, only to discover that the reality was far different from what we had imagined it to be. We were so engrossed in our feelings of love and affection that we were unable to see the reality clearly, despite the fact that we were aware of the warning flags that were appearing right in front of our eyes. Because we are able to find the factors that lead to our toxic attraction to these individuals when we engage in thorough self-reflection, we are able to discover these factors. When we take the time to investigate our inner selves and acknowledge that we are responsible for our actions, we clear the way for ourselves to find genuine connections with people who are able to exhibit their love in return. However, if we truly want to break free from the never-ending loop of toxic relationships, we need to move our attention inward and bring our attention back to ourselves. It is easy to lay blame on other people for our problems. However, if we truly want to break free from this pattern, we need to switch our attention inward. Although our relationships with narcissists may be perplexing, the process of assigning blame simply aligns us with the detrimental behavior that they exhibit. This is the case even when our contacts with them may be complex. Instead, if we realize our desire for personal development and actively seek out genuine connections, we may be able to initiate the process of deconstructing the trauma bonds that are keeping us hostage. You should be on the watch for the moment when their seeming love transforms into hatred and rage, because by the time that happens, my friend, they will have already moved on to the next person they intend to target. It is imperative that you always keep in mind that you are not the only person going through this difficulty. It is possible for us to break free from the shackles of trauma and start living a life that is truly rewarding because we have access to support and opportunities for self-reflection that can help us do so. Consequently, I would want for you to join me today in taking the first step toward a life that is filled with genuine connection and happiness. When you take that first step, I want you to join me in taking that first step. In the meantime, let us raise a toast to a journey of self-improvement and healing until the next time we get together. When you run to get away from narcissists, they will be desperate to hang themselves. Welcome back to another exhilarating journey of self-discovery. Before we embark on today's captivating odyssey, allow me to extend a heartfelt invitation to join our community by subscribing and following us for ongoing enlightenment. In this expedition, we delve into the aftermath of bidding adieu to a narcissist. The journey of healing begins the moment you walk away. Are you ready to uncover the truths concealed within this voyage? Let's venture forth into the heart of the matter. As we find ourselves at this pivotal juncture, the breakup has occurred, rendering the initiator inconsequential. Whether you or the narcissist took the final step, what matters is your absence from the equation. And undoubtedly, as previously suggested, you have swiftly reclaimed sovereignty over your life, decisively departing the scene. Now that you've exited the stage, let's dissect the aftermath with the character left in your wake. Where shall we begin? Brace yourself for the unfolding drama. Embark on this journey with me. If you've ventured through this landscape, chances are you've encountered the infamous flying monkeys and other remnants of the narcissist's entourage. Here's how the drama unfolds. Now that you've departed, those closely linked to the narcissist have likely witnessed similar scenarios play out. However, they cloak the truth, especially family members. They avoid acknowledging the repetitive cycle of individuals like yourself departing, leaving behind a trail of recurring tales. They remain silent. The narcissist has carefully crafted their narrative long before the breakup occurred. The smear campaign was already in motion. With your exit, they now turn to their familial support network. Let me paint the picture of a female narcissist's rhetoric, speaking from a woman's viewpoint. She might proclaim, "I always sensed she was unstable right from the beginning. I warned you about her controlling nature, her relentless need to have things her way. She tried to dictate who I could spend time with, especially my childhood friends. She monitored my interactions, my every move. I am an independent woman." Similarly, for men, the story might resonate with familiar themes. She discouraged me from spending time with my close female friends. She held baseless suspicions, accusing me of infidelity or secrecy. Her desire for control was excessive. This is the narrative they propagate among their allies, shaping their version of events. Anyone who listens becomes complicit in their deception. As keenly noted by a member of our circle, I must confess it brought a wistful smile to my lips. However, circling back to the core issue, this is where the drama unfolds. Yet, it's important to remember, this isn't their first rodeo. They're seasoned veterans in this game, having initiated the smear campaign long before the breakup. They carefully choose whom to discredit, targeting individuals they anticipate will propagate their narrative. Once you've left, these individuals often harbored doubts about you from the start, evident in their initial treatment of you. Initially, they presented a facade of warmth and admiration, praising your qualities with statements like, "She's charming, intelligent, and striking." However, as cracks appeared in your relationship with the narcissist, you noticed a change. They sought out those inclined to form strong opinions about you, commenting, "She's attractive, well-educated." The cycle continues. Through calculated conversations, they planted seeds of doubt, systematically undermining your reputation long before cutting ties. They poisoned others' perceptions of you. If you extended invitations, they'd offer excuses like, "I'm tied up that day," concealing their avoidance. The narcissist had been spoon-feeding them lies, tailoring falsehoods to fit their audience. Remember, a narcissist plans every move meticulously. Now, on to the consequences. They had started spreading rumors about you even before the breakup, escalating their smear campaign afterward. They revisited those they had previously influenced, whether a sibling, a parent, or anyone open to their lies. They singled out people inclined to believe their fabrications, knowing who to approach, aware of those who harbored resentment toward you from the start. They predicted the nature of their relationship with you, heralding the beginning of their downfall. Now, who will handle their financial responsibilities? Who will take care of household chores? Who will fill the financial gap they'd left behind? Yes, their contributions were minimal, but you overlooked them out of love. I get it. I've been there. They brush off these individuals as mere detractors. Thus, the narcissist uses these detractors to maintain their facade. Yet, the ordeal continues. The smear campaign goes on. Who will play the role of their new provider? They must turn to their new source, though inferior. Yes, I said it, and I mean it. The new source falls short, unable to match even a fraction of what you provided. And here's the catch. The narcissist always believes the grass is greener on the other side. Yet, they'll soon realize that the lush lawn they imagined isn't always the reality they find. If only they had taken care of their own turf more diligently. But let's admit it, They lack the skill for such tasks. They're unfit for the job because, let's face it, they're selectively foolish. Yes, I said it, and I'm sticking to it. Their logic is flawed, and when dealing with someone whose reasoning is warped, well, you're dealing with a fool, plain and simple. Now that you've exited stage left, you've reclaimed the reins, my friend. You're off the canvas. Consequently, the narcissist must lean on their supporters, who are now picking up the slack, managing the chores. Suddenly, you're fielding calls from these minions as they try to lure you back into the narcissist's trap. It's what they dub proxy covering. They'll toss out lines like, "Hey, how've you been? You know, he or she briefed us on the situation, and we think maybe you too should chat, try to mend fences. It's a shame to let everything crumble. Think of the kids. Take a pause, perhaps, reconcile. Take a pause, seriously. Dive back into that chaos. Not a chance." You might be grappling with intense anguish right now, feeling like a piece of your soul has been torn away. But let me tell you, enduring that pain now is far better than even entertaining the thought of going back. Listen up. As you move forward, brace yourself for the brutal truth, because here's the twist. The new supply falls flat. They can't meet the narcissist's demands like you could. And why is that? The moment you left, they lost their appeal. You were the main event, catering to the narcissist's every whim. While you were putting in the hard work to keep things afloat, they were out gallivanting. Often, these folks don't hold down stable jobs, and even if they do, it's hardly worth mentioning. You were carrying the weight while they were off having a good time, waltzing in with a grin as if they had no worries in the world. Now let's dive into the aftermath, my friend. Brace yourself for the flurry of calls from the crew and the business cronies scrambling to fill the void you've left. Maybe you've already heard from them, pushing you to make amends. But here's the deal. If you're watching this and that call comes in, stand firm. Listen up. I've reached a point where I won't entertain someone who never truly cared. Let's face it, they never had your back. They saw you wrestling with a mess, a real nightmare, and they just watched. Why entertain the words of someone like that? It's time to set things straight. They're trying to dump their problems on you, but are not buying it. I've taken back control of my life, moving forward without glancing back. Let them deal with the chaos they caused, just as they did before you came along. The game has changed. Now that you've moved on, they can face the consequences of their actions alone. Your absence signals the start of their troubles. Stick to your plan, raise your energy, trust your instincts, and boost your resilience. That's the key to avoiding their poison. Remember, they're not on your team. As you step away, their suffering begins. Let them drown in it, surrounded by their pals and their new distractions. It's a done deal. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you think this video could help someone else, don't hesitate to share it. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more enlightening content. Your support means everything, and we promise to keep delivering the goods. Stay strong, folks. Until next time, take care. When karma hits narcissists, when they least expect it, it makes them want to end their life. We all inevitably cross paths with narcissistic characters in our journey. Sadly, some of us encounter more than one. There are moments when we ponder whether these individuals will ever confront the consequences of their detrimental deeds. Naturally, narcissists endeavour to project an aura of invincibility. However, let's now venture into the captivating realm of narcissists and their dance with karma. Before we embark on this odyssey, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel for regular insights into navigating the perilous landscape of narcissism. Our mission is to equip you with the tools to break free from their manipulation and abuse. Let's plunge into the depths. Narcissistic individuals harbor an exaggerated sense of self-importance, devoid of empathy while incessantly craving admiration. Their conduct revolves around self-interest, resulting in tumultuous relationships and fraught interactions with others. You might be wondering, do narcissists ever confront karmic repercussions for their actions? Despite the facade they maintain, the unequivocal answer is yes. Karma inevitably catches up with them. While narcissists may project an image of invincibility, they are not immune to the universal law of cause and effect. Karma operates in a manner that reciprocates the energy we radiate into the world, and narcissists are no exception. Karma can manifest in diverse ways for them. There's the karma of action, where the repercussions of their hurtful deeds eventually catch up with them. Then there's the karma of consequence, involving the narcissist facing the fallout of their actions. Lastly, there's the karma of growth, wherein life presents opportunities for the narcissist to transcend their narcissistic tendencies and evolve. Let's delve into how narcissists may encounter karmic repercussions, witnessing the ripple effect their actions set in motion, subsequently compelling them to confront unforeseen outcomes. Solitude. Karma's subtle hand often guides narcissists towards solitude, a potent tool for introspection. Renowned for their manipulation and indifferent treatment of others, narcissists may find themselves deserted once their true nature is unmasked. The void of genuine connections and the overwhelming solitude they endure compel them to confront their inner reflections and evaluate their destructive conduct. This odyssey of self-discovery carries the potential for transformation, yet the certainty of such metamorphosis remains veiled in uncertainty. Reputation. The repercussions of their actions inevitably tarnish a narcissist's reputation, altering perceptions of them within society. Narcissists hold their image and status in high esteem, but when their web of falsehoods and deceit unravels, they suffer a substantial blow to their influence and standing. Karma's unyielding grasp on truth exposes their authentic selves, stripping away the facade they meticulously crafted. As the adage goes, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, embodying the idea of negative energy rebounding upon the narcissist with formidable force. Fascinatingly, karma's influence on narcissists isn't always entirely negative. Occasionally, albeit rarely, grappling with the repercussions of their actions acts as a catalyst for self-exploration and personal evolution. Through deep introspection and professional support, a fraction of narcissists may embark on a profound journey of self-improvement. However, this kind of metamorphosis is far from assured and demands significant time and dedication. Even then, success isn't guaranteed. The narcissist's odyssey. Ultimately, the narcissist holds the key to their own transformation. It's incumbent upon them to recognize the imperative for change and assume accountability for their detrimental conduct. However, the prospect of genuine change is slim, leaving those hopeful for the narcissist's redemption in a precarious position. Clinging to the expectation of a dramatic turnaround where they become entirely different from their former selves is futile. If you're waiting for the narcissist to change, it might feel like an endless wait because the likelihood is slender. Parting thoughts. To wrap up, our journey into the realm of karma's influence on narcissists underscores that no one is beyond its grasp. Even the most self-absorbed individuals may find themselves confronting the consequences of their actions. If you found this discussion thought-provoking, please express your gratitude by giving it a thumbs up and spreading the word. Remember to subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell for upcoming content. We appreciate your presence here. Keep kindness alive, and until we meet again, stay well.